today to do Jackson's 4-month update. He turned 4 months on August 30th, so this video is a little bit late, but we went to Disney World right after he turned 4 months old, and so I'm just now getting around to making this video. He is not going to be in this video because he is taking a nap, and I feel like the best way that I can do the best video is if my kids are sleeping. So I will be inserting some of the pictures that we took for his 4-month photo shoot kind of thing that I do within the video, so you guys can at least see what he looks like, even though I know if you're watching this, you're probably watching our daily vlogs too, so you always get to see how cute he looks. But let's get going on his little update. The biggest update, I think, would be that I can now carry Jackson on my hip instead of, you know, like a baby cradle or always with 2 hands, like supporting his head. He is really strong in the neck area, and he likes actually sitting up. If I try to hold him like a baby, he kind of is always like lifting his neck, like, Mom, I want to sit up, I want to see everything. So we are able to carry him on our hip, and that's awesome because I can just do that with one hand and still have another hand to do stuff with, and it's not taking both hands to carry him around. So I think he enjoys it too, and he's still a little bit small, like his legs can hardly fit around my body, but we're getting there, and I think he likes that better than laying down being held. He also has learned that if he makes a noise, then we're gonna look at him and pay attention to him. So a lot of times if he's kind of laying by himself somewhere or in a swing or in a chair and no one's really paying attention to him, he'll make a lot of noise and maybe like whine a little bit, and not cry, but like a whine. And then as soon as you go over or say like, oh, what's wrong, Jackson? Then he has the biggest smile on his face and everything is fine. And then as soon as you walk away again, he's whining again. So he's definitely learned how to get our attention. Along with the same things, he also tries to talk over Jane, which I think is really funny, and I think it's just a glimpse into my future of really loud children. If you guys know Jane at all, you know that she likes to talk. The girl does not stop talking unless she is sleeping or watching TV. She is constantly either talking to herself or her animals or her stuffed dolls or whatever, and so she's just always talking. And Jackson likes to talk too, or talk, so it's just, you know, baby talk, but he will start talking, and then Jane's obviously always talking, and then Jackson will start getting louder and louder and louder, and he wants to be louder than Jane, and then Jane will be louder than Jackson, and then he tries to be louder than her, and it's like this battle of who can be louder and who can be heard first. So it is kind of funny that he has learned, like, if I want attention, I either need to make a noise or I need to talk louder than my sister. So he is a really smart kid so far. Okay, so also this month he started sleeping on his side. He's not always sleeping on his side. It's not like his main position. He still kind of sleeps on his back most of the time. But I did wake up one morning to look at the monitor and he was on his side. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit because I remember the first time that Jane rolled all the way over, it scared me to death because I thought she was going to suffocate in the mattress. So I was just really surprised to see him on his side. And with that, he hasn't rolled over yet, but he is almost rolled from his back to his front. Kind of goes along with laying on his side, so he can roll onto his side and then roll back onto his back, and he's almost made it all the way over onto his belly a few times. But I think he's learning how to get comfortable in like a sleeping position, and a lot of times it is on his side. He went to his first church service on August 9th. That was a really big deal for our family. He was about the same age as Jane was when she went to her first church service as well. We probably would have taken him earlier. The reason why we waited so long for Jane is because she was born in the wintertime when the flu was going around a lot, so we kind of just didn't ever take her out of the house, sadly. But we probably could have taken Jackson earlier, but we were actually looking for a church ourselves. Moving to Charleston in a new area, we've been kind of looking for a church, and we've definitely gone to church a lot, but we've been trying different churches and haven't found the church that we love yet. So we found another church that we wanted to try, and so we took Jackson there, and turns out we really, really, really like that church, and we've been going back ever since. It's been like 3 weeks, I think. So we're really happy that that was his first church service, and we're actually making that our church home. So he stayed with us in the church service, not in the nursery, but I think it's about time to put him in the nursery now because he's starting to try to talk during the service and stuff. But he did really good. He kind of just slept through everything, but that is a big milestone in our family, is their first church service. Along with firsts, he also had his first swing at the playground. Obviously, he has his swing at home, but I'm talking about like the big boy swing at the playground. So we just kind of put him in on a whim when Jane was swinging next to him. And he just didn't really show any emotion at all. He didn't hate it, he didn't cry or anything, but he wasn't like really happy and smiley either. I think he was probably a little bit tired, but it's definitely something to document. And now when we go to the playground, we like to put him in and see how he likes it. But that was a lot of fun. Jackson has found his feet this month too. He loves to hold on to his feet and he pulls them up to try to put them in his mouth. He can't quite get him all the way there yet, but it's just really cute to see him kind of being more mobile, I guess, and just finding new body parts. You know, last month he found his hands and was looking at his hands. Now he's found his feet, so he's just turning into a little baby. He loves to pull toys. We put him on his little play mat and he has the toys that hang over him so he can grab them and pull them down. Pretty sure he's trying to pull them to his mouth because, like I said, he tries to put everything in his mouth these days. He definitely grabs on to lots of toys, and he has like a little monkey on his car seat that if you pull, it sings songs, and he's constantly pulling it. Randomly it'll start singing and I'm like, oh, he must have pulled his little monkey toy. So he just really is getting into, you know, grabbing things and learning the texture of things in his mouth, and you know, the little crinkly papers that babies use. He loves doing that as well. So that's a fun milestone. He wore shoes for the first time. I know you guys are probably laughing like she really wrote that down or she's really talking about that. But since he was born in the summertime, we haven't really put socks or shoes on him at all. He's kind of just always barefoot. And my mom bought him these really, really cute shoes. I wish I had them with me. They're starting to kind of be too small for him, or I thought they were. So I was like, well, he needs to wear them at least once because they're so cute. So I put him on him, and he really didn't make any, you know, gesture towards whether he liked it or not, but they were really cute on him, and they were actually a little bit big, so we're going to keep them, and hopefully in the winter time he can get some good use out of them because, like I said, they're really cute. Jackson has been a really, really good sleeper, knock on wood. I swear anytime I say something on YouTube, it kind of changes. But he has slept through the night a few times without waking up at all. So usually when I say Jackson sleeps through the night, he's been sleeping through the night for a few months now. He goes to bed at 8:30 and he wakes up at 8, so it's really good. But most of the nights, even when I say he sleeps through the night, he still wakes up to have a passy, and what he does is basically just kind of whines, makes a little bit of noise, and if I don't go right away, it'll turn into a real cry, and then I go give him his passy and he falls right back to sleep. So most nights I'm doing that like 3 or 4 times a night, which can be really daunting, like going all the way up the stairs and back down, but he just really likes his passy. I've tried the cry it out thing, but I think he's still too young, and he really just wants that passy to soothe him back to sleep, and he can't quite get it by himself yet. But there have been a few nights this past month where he hasn't woken up at all for the passy, so that is great for me, great for him, and just something to celebrate. Jackson is at the point now where he is drooling so much. The other day, Chris actually said, man, he drools so much, I'm surprised he's not dehydrated. So he really drools all of the time, like nonstop, and it's worse when he's sitting up straight. So when we put him in the bumbo, or if we're holding him sitting up, it's just kind of coming out like a faucet. All right, sorry guys, my memory card died, so it was like right in the middle of me talking. But anyways, I think I was talking about him drooling, but we basically just put little bibs on him all the time, and we're constantly changing his outfits so that he's not like soaking wet all the time. But I don't think that it's teething. I've tried to like look at his gums and I don't see any teeth coming in, so I think it's probably just he's really drooly, I guess. He is finally on a really, really good schedule. He's always been on a good schedule, but now it's like he knows what the schedule is. So when it's almost time for him to eat, I can tell that he's getting hungry. When it's almost time for him to go to bed, he's getting tired. And I just love when my babies are on a good schedule. So just in a nutshell, his schedule is he wakes up at 8, he eats at 8, and then he goes back down for a nap at 10 o'clock and he sleeps till 11. And then he eats again at noon, and then he goes down for another nap at 1:30 and usually sleeps till 3:30 or 4, and then he eats again at 4, and then in the evening time, he'll probably fall asleep around 6 or 7, and he only sleeps for like 30 minutes. And I don't put him in the crib for that one because I have a feeling that that nap isn't going to be there for much longer. Like even last night he never napped. Now granted, he was really cranky at that time because I could tell that he was really tired, but he never actually fell asleep. So then he goes and has his bath and his jammies and stuff at 7:30, and then he eats again at 8, and then he goes to bed at 8:30. So his schedule, like I said, is really good. Sometimes the morning nap is a little bit off if we're going to do things with Jane, like, you know, activities and stuff, or the playground, but he usually can still sleep in his car seat for that, even if it's not exactly from 10 to 11. But all in all, he's just a really, really good baby. And so a lot of the times, even if he's kind of off his schedule, as long as he's eating at the right times, then he's still like a really happy baby. So we are really blessed. We love hanging out with him. He's always smiling. He loves to talk these days, and he's just a lot of fun. I can't wait till he rolls over. We've been working on that a lot. I know usually you're like, don't rush your baby, but I just want him to be like, I want him to be able to play with Jane. And I know that later on I'll be like, oh, I missed the baby stage. But right now I'm just really excited for him to start learning more and rolling over and getting on the move and stuff like that. So lastly, I'm just gonna go over his stats from his doctor appointment. We went in for his 4-month checkup. Everything is great. The doctor didn't have any concerns, but we did weigh him and things like that. So for his weight, he weighs 15 pounds, 9 ounces, which is in the 53rd percentile. So basically, you know, pretty much average. He is 26 inches tall, which is in the 85th percentile. So he's really tall for his age, and then just, you know, an average weight. And then his head is 16 1/4 inches, which is the 38th percentile. So he has a smaller head, and that is because Chris has a small head. So he's kind of taking after his dad. Tall, skinny, small head, just like Chris. And then 16.2 BMI, but I don't know if that's good or bad. I have no idea. So that is all about little Jackson on his 4-month update. I feel like these months are going by super fast already, and I can believe that he's 4 months. Like, I feel like he was kind of born yesterday, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, he's 4 months. But I do feel like the months are going by, like, maybe because this update is late, but I feel like he's already almost 5 months. I guess he's not. He's like 4.5. I don't know. Anyways, but I hope you guys liked this update. Sorry he wasn't in the video, but again, I hope you really enjoyed the pictures that I have of him. And if you want to see more of Jackson, be sure to check out our daily vlogs. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.